What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Washington Wake Pokemon Draft League team, and we are in week 4 of Soldu Association. We are going up against Josh in the Starter Supremes. Let's have a look at the teams here. I'm on the left, he's on the right. He has Tera Captains, our Raging Bolt, which is one of the best ones in the game, as well as Go-Goat. He's got some nasty walls like Cresselia, which is going to be really annoying to kill if he brings that. He's got some good speed with Cinderace, as well as Gengar. Kind of like a bulky offense overall, I'd say, though, with Terapagos, Urshifu, and Shizzer with priority. So let's have a look at what we're going to do to try and stop this team this week. First up, we are going to bring our Great Tusk as usual. We're going with an Assault Vest on it. Honestly, just had all attacks. Didn't really see any other items that had a huge amount of value. This will just help us take shots a little bit better. We're already very physically defensive. The Assault Vest will allow us to take a hit from Cresselia or two, potentially from Terapagos if we get into that matchup, and just be bulkier overall. We want to use them to keep the field clear, have our pretty basic dual stab 120 base power moves with close combat and headlong rush, and knockoff is there to have a way to hit Cresselia. Next up, Greninja is back in the rotation this week. We have a Life Orb Protean variant this week. I have spikes on there specifically for the matchup with Raging Bolt. And that's because I do not want to get thunderclapped. So I'm hoping that I can, if I end up in that matchup, get spikes out, which will turn me into a ground type. It will allow me to avoid getting thunderclapped or have electric moves working on me, obviously. And from there I can kind of chip it down with Dark Pulse. And just in general, spikes are not a bad thing to have anyways. We have a Water Shuriken there for some emergency priority, and Grass Knot for some coverage into his Urshifu Rapid Strike, which otherwise walls our other two attacks. Next up, we have our Tera Captain this week, only one that we're bringing. It is Iron Moth with Assault Vest again. Just had 4 attacks, wanted a little bit extra bulk for switching around, as well as into that Raging Bolt matchup. We have Terra Ground on it for the same reason we have spikes on our Greninja, is just to be able to have a better shot against a Raging Bolt. Have U-Turn for momentum. Other attacks have good coverage into the rest of his team. Then we are bringing Rotom washed with Choice Scarf. One observation about Josh's team is that there's no ground types on it without him having Terra, so we can Volt Switch pretty freely. This will allow us to be faster than anything that's not boosted on his team. Again, Volt Switch for Momentum, Thunderbolt, and Hydro Pump for just coverage and everything else. And we have Trick there to ditch our Scarf, as well as to cripple his Cresselia, because his Cresselia is going to be very hard to kill if he does end up bringing that. And if we can get our Scarf tricked onto it, it'll be a lot easier to deal with. Next, we are bringing Screamtail. We have kind of a faster variant. It'll be faster than an unboosted Urshifu with the speed investment that we have here. We've got Encore to deal with a potential Calm Mind Raging Bolt situation. Wish just to keep our team healthy. Thunder Wave to be annoying and spread paralysis throughout his team. And Psychic Noise is there as our only attack. Potentially to help again with that matchup with Cresselia. Being able to stop it from healing. We can also Encore it if it does start doing setup or healing moves. And lastly, we are bringing our mascot on the channel here. I am Destroyer, the Dragonite. We're running a loaded dice set this week with 2 attacks, Scale Shot and Extreme Speed, and Roost. I kind of want to use this as maybe a switch into his Urshifu. It has a good matchup into Urshifu as long as he doesn't bring Ice Punch. If he brings like a Choice Scarf or something like that, which I kind of expect to an extent, it'll allow us to switch in and roost up and keep our multi-scale healthy, and Scale Shot will just be a good attack once we want to start dealing some damage. We are not wearing the boots this week, so we have to be very careful to keep the field clear with our Great Tusk. So that's who we're bringing, and let's get into this fight. What's up, everybody? We're getting into the fight here versus Josh in the Starter Supremes. He brought his Go-Goat, which is incredible. He's Tera Fire on Go-Goat and Tera Ghost on his Raging Bolt. We're just going to lead with our Rotom here. One of the observations I have with this team is there's not a ground type, so we can kind of just Volt Switch around. Obviously he has Mon that can switch into that, like his Go-Goat or his Raging Bolt, and not really care that much about it. But chip is chip and momentum is momentum. Okay, so he leads with his Sableye. I think we just go ahead and do a Volt Switch here. Yeah, just get a little bit of chip off this thing and see what it does. Sets up a light screen. Okay. Gotta watch out for Prankster status with this thing as well. We don't want to get burnt. We don't want to get paralyzed. Could do like Tera Ground Moth, although he did just put up that light screen. Maybe Screamtail coming in just to waste some turns and maybe get off our own paralysis. Don't want to get Prankster burnt on Snuffy. We are Tera Ground on our Moth, but don't want to bring that out just yet, especially with the light screen. So we're going to go with Tanya here. Tanya is going to get off a Thunder Wave. He's got the same idea in mind. Okay. Thunder Wave me. Well, I'm going to Thunder Wave you if I don't get full parried. Okay, we're on equal playing field now. That does suck though, because we have kind of a speedy Screamtail this week, and it's not going to work anymore. So let's just get some Wish off. We can't actually do anything to this thing. We're kind of wasting some screen turns here a little bit. This Wish will make it so that we can swap into our next Mon more easily. He gives us a knockoff. Okay. So we've seen 3 moves. I'm kind of guessing his 4th is Reflect. He's got Thunder Wave, knockoff. I think we can kind of safely go into our Great Tusk versus this thing, unless it happens to have Wisp. We could also just go back into Rotom again. It wastes a little bit more time. Rotom cannot be paralyzed. Knockoff isn't that bad. We could also we could trick this Choice Scarf onto this little Hobgoblin, which will make it a little bit useless. Or certainly limit what he can do with this thing. So, the reason I brought Trick was because I was really scared of his Cresselia, which he didn't bring, which I'm really glad to hear about. We'll see if he stays in with this thing. He does. Okay, so Choice Scarf should cripple this thing pretty well. And we get his Light Clay, and he takes the Light Clay away from us. Okay, so I think we can just Volt Switch here. Again, see what he does. We're kind of taking some time, wasting some screen turns here. If we can get the light screen turns down, maybe we can come in with Iron Moth. Start dishing out some punishment. I certainly don't want him. Okay, so he just withdraws. Does he go into like his Raging Bolt, I'm guessing? Okay, so to watch out for Raging Bolts. We don't want this thing to start Calm Minding on us. It's behind Dual Screams. It's very naturally bulky, obviously, already. I think we come in with Great Tusk here. We have Assault Vest on our Great Tusk. Don't know what he is. He could be like a choice set and hit us with a Draco or something, but we should be able to survive anything that he does. We can kind of scare him a lot with our Headlong Rush, even between with these screens up. He's Tera Ghost, so I'm kind of wondering if he just does a Tera here. He could also maybe just switch into his Go-Goat to eat the Headlong here. Kind of want to go with Knockoff though, is what I'm thinking, because he could easily Tera Ghost here, and it'll do a good chunk of damage to him if he's Tera Ghost. If he switches into something else, nothing really wants to lose their item, and so Knockoff is just generally a good move to spam. Also won't weaken our defenses like Headlong Rush will. So let's go with Knockoff. Doesn't do much. He doesn't Tera. Power Herb. Okay. Oh. Okay. So that's interesting. Power. That's really nice that we used Knockoff there. I think we survive a Solar Beam maybe with our Assault Vest, but if we didn't use Knockoff there, we would have just gotten blasted really hard. Let's just go into Moth here, because Moth is going to double resist grass type moves. Wasting more screen turns. That doesn't do nothing. Okay, light screen is down. I think we can go for a sludge wave here. Yeah, let's just go for a sludge wave. I mean, he can bring in he's a one sludge wave resist, which is his. Actually, I guess he's got his Sableye too. We're just gonna go for sludge wave. Only thing that does neutral damage on Raging Bolt. Okay, so does he bring in his Hobgoblin or his Gengar? Brings in the Hobgoblin. How much will we do? Not much. Okay, so I think we Tera here and go for a Fiery Dance maybe. Hope that we can again waste some more turns and get some boosts off with Fiery Dance. He's getting this screen up here, I'm sure. Just in case he goes for the Thunder Wave, the Tera Ground will protect us there. No Tera Blast Ground this week. I did this kind of solely because of Prankster Thunder Wave threat from Sableye, as well as just the electric moves and the Thunderclap specifically from Raging Bolt. Okay, so that didn't do enough to 2KO. Again, that's kind of okay, as we are just wasting screen turns at this time. He doesn't have his Light Clay anymore. Just go for another one. Okay, he withdraws. Brings in Poe. Oh, okay. That is the Urshifu. Makes sense. Usually a energy ball, I think, would kill this thing or come close, but he does have his light screen up. Okay, his Reflect is down now. Kind of wonder if he's like Choice Scarf on this thing as well. I think we have to switch out here. Yeah, we can't risk taking a water move to Iron Moth. We need Iron Moth around to do some breaking for us eventually, or to potentially clean up. We're just going to go into Rotom. Surging Strikes, we should be able to eat okay. This calculation will tell us if he's a Choice Band or some kind of damage boosting item. It was Poison Jab. That's about what, 25 or 30? And so he's not Choice Band. Could be a Choice Scarf. Let's see. Okay, he switches out. So we bring in. Oh, he brings in the Hobgoblin again. Ooh, we got a crit. Okay, so that crit I think mattered to kill him there. I don't think we kill him without that. So that crit saved us him putting up most likely a Reflect, which is really nice for us. So Reflect is down. We have a couple more turns of Light Screen. I think we come in with a physical attacker here, maybe our Dragonite. There's no rocks up right now, which is great for us. We've got a loaded dice set this week. With multi-scale attack, we should be able to eat whatever comes at us here and be able to do some damage into it. Let's see who he brings out. Could come out with his Raging Bolt. This is the Dragon move, but again, we got our multi-scale, so we should be able to survive a Dragon move. He could have Ice Punch on his Urshifu. Gengar's got some super effective moves as well, but again, a Dragonite's going to be able to survive any one hit that he can deal at us right now, because I don't think he has any multi-hit ice moves. And he's going to be able to do some good chunk in return. What do we got? Okay, he brings out Poe, which isn't great. Does have multi-hit water, which we can survive. He can Ice Punch us. We should be able to survive an Ice Punch as well. A Scale Shot here, though, does a lot to him, and I think that it puts him in E-Speed range. So he goes first. Makes sense. Doesn't do much. Breaks our multi-scale. Still not doing a ton. And yeah, looking at the calcs again, definitely doesn't look like he's a damage boosting item, or at least not a choice item. Okay, 2 hits on scale, 3, 4, I think, puts him in E-Speed range. E-Speed would be the safer move here, just in case he is Choice. Although if he is Choice, he's not going to kill us with another Surging strikes. So I kind of want to roost here actually and get multi-scale back up. He might switch out. He might tell us a little bit more information about his build here if he doesn't switch out. Could just kill him with E-speed. He could switch out. I think I'm definitely leaning towards roost here. Because if we do roost and he hits us with an ice punch, we're still surviving that. Okay, he withdraws. We get multi-scale back intact, and Michelangelo, is that his? Yep, that's his Terapagos, his turtle. Don't really want to stay in versus this thing. It has a pretty deep move pool, which includes Ice Beam. And so it can definitely 2KO us here. We're not going to be able to 2KO it. Would like to break its shell. Kind of thinking we just go into like Rotom, and hopefully we can survive an attack. And Rotom, I believe, is going to be a little bit faster than him. I've got some speed investment on my Rotom. If we can survive this hit. If he does like an Ice Beam, we should be able to survive it okay. A Tera Starstorm, I'm not totally sure. We're just going to go for it here. Get off his Volt Switch. Hopefully he stays in and we can break that super annoying Tera Shell. And what you going to do? Stealth Rock. Okay. That actually kind of sucks for our Dragonite. So we do not have our boots. He probably knows that because of our scale shot there. Regardless, we're going to go for a switch here. Does he stay in? Could go back into his Raging Bolt. So he does stay in. I think maybe we go into our Great Tusk here. Now that the shell is broken, a close combat is likely to kill this thing. We're taking some kind of an attack here too. I think with an Assault Vest we can survive an Ice Beam or a Dazzling Gleam or some kind of super effective attack on a Great Tusk. And we should be faster than him. We have a good amount of speed investment into our Great Tusk as well. We don't want to bring in Dragonite. Screamtail, I guess, might be a nice safe option here too, because now we can just do like a Thunder Wave or something like that. He spins. If we get this thing paralyzed, that would be really nice. I'm just going to go for it. He can easily switch into his Raging Bolt here, but I think it's worth the gamble. Maybe a Wish would have been better there. Yeah, okay, so he's making a read. He knows that we're going to try spamming Thunder Wave. I guess we see Raging Bolt. Thunder Sword, yep. Okay, we should have done a Wish there instead. That's okay. Weren't able to para him, and we can't do much to him either, so we're just going to go hard into our Moth here. Maybe he does an electric move. I don't think that he's going to do a ground move. I'm sorry, a Draco Meteor or something into Screamtail since it's a fairy. So if he does an electric move, we're fine. We don't know what else he has. He's got Solar Beam. Actually, he could Solar Beam us. It's going to take 2 turns. But if he calls a switch here, then he gets one of those turns free to charge up when it's hit me next turn, if I stay in. Gotta assume he's got... I know we've seen his Solar Beam so far, but I gotta assume he's got at least an electric and a dragon move on there somewhere. Don't know if he's like a Calm Mind variant. Goes for Solar Beam again, okay. We don't really want to take Solar Beam, so that was kind of a cool move on his part, honestly, to predict a ground type coming in. We can survive this because we have an Assault Vest, but we're gonna pay dearly for it if we do. I think maybe we just sack either Screamtail or Rotom here. Let's go for a U-turn, get a little bit of chip, and I'm kind of thinking we go back into Screamtail. Rotom feels more valuable for us than a paralyzed Screamtail at this point with half health. So let's just go into Scream. Yeah, let's go into Scream here, I think. Okay. How much is a Solar Beam doing? Probably not a lot. Enough though. Damn. Okay. Yeah, probably see an electric move here, but we're just gonna wish and see what happens. We could have tried to predict an electric move and went back into Moth again. He just goes for the discharge. Okay. Would have been a good call to make, but that's alright. Screamtail wasn't doing much. We could have saved it for a sack, which would have been nice. Yeah, let's come back in. I think with either Moth or Great Tusk here. We don't really have coverage on Todd Frog. We could try and hit it with a Scale Shot, but we're going to take damage from these rocks. I'd like to be able to try and get rid of the rocks first. Yeah, let's bring in Great Tusk. Maybe we can spin away the rocks. He does have Gengar still. So we could try and spin and just hope he doesn't go into it. Close combat will cover in case he goes into like his Go-Goat. I kind of think he wants to come in with Go-Goat and dish out some punishment. That's probably a bad click there. We should have done maybe yeah, I mean, I guess it would be better to headlong a Go-Goat than it would be to close combat a Gengar. So that was probably a bad move. But we are locked into it, so let's see what he does. Go-Goat, come on, Go-Goat. Spookshire is not going to be Go-Goat. That is unfortunate. We should be able to eat a move from this thing. I think we just go Knock Off, just in case he uses this as like a double into his Go-Goat or something like that. And I think either a Knock Off or a Headlong will be able to kill this thing. So we might as well do a Knock Off in case he switches, and so we don't get debuffed. Ooh, Psychic. That's going to hurt. Okay, we're fine though, thanks to the Assault. Oh, he's got Colbur. That's annoying. That is annoying. Okay. So we need to switch out here. He knows that, of course. I think we can go into our Moth though with the Assault Vest. With the Assault Vest, and Moth is pretty spadef. It's got really weak physical defense, but we can eat a Shadow Ball at like 30% damage here. So we should be able to eat 2 Shadow Balls if we lose the speed tie, because we are speed tied with him. And yeah, so we should be able to get to survive worst case. Oh, a Focus Blast. So he was predicting a Greninja switch there. Glad we didn't do that. Okay, did a lot. We're fine. I think we go for a Fiery here, which will kill the Spook. Worst case, it gives us a potential chance at a buff for whatever else comes in. His Dragon could come in. Okay, he stays in. We win the speed tie, assuming he's max speed invested. We are timid max speed because we wanted to make sure we could at least have a chance to speed tie Gengar here. Gengar goes down. Who does he bring in now? Raging Bolt? Perhaps. We can only 2 KO a Bolt. I'm not sure if we can live like a Draco Meteor at half health here. Probably not. I guess that's the one unfortunate thing about losing Screamtail is we don't have a Fairy to switch into, or to make him think about switching into with his Dragon moves here. He's got his Turtle still. Turtle does have its shell broken, thankfully. Mr. G, the Go-Goat. He actually brought Tera Go-Goat. I forgot about that. He's Tera Fire on this. So that's, and Go-Goat is actually pretty bulky and Spadef bulky, especially. A bulk upset is kind of common on these things. Normally a Sludge Wave kills him here, but not if he's Tera Fire. And he's got grass moves like Horn Leech, Don't know what else, but he can KO us in return here. So I think we have to kind of switch out. Question is into what? We don't really want to... He'll kill Great Tusk. We can bring in Dragonite. It's going to kill Greninja, a grass move. It's going to... We're being pressured by a Go-Goat here. Might be able to survive one here. Probably not. We might just need to sack Rotom here. Yeah, I think we need to sack Rotom. We're running out of time. It's hitting everything for super effective with grass, except for Dragonite, who doesn't have boots. So, want to save Dragonite for potential endgame. Let's see what he does here. He does Tera, so no Tera Ghost on Raging Bolts. That's good. So I'm guessing he's either going to start setting up on us here with like a bulk up, or he might just do a grass move and kill it. Okay, he just goes for Horn Leech. Thank you for your service, Rotom. Okay, so I think we just come in now with Tusk, and a Headlong Rush should kill this thing, even if it's like max HP, max Fizz Def. I don't think he has anything that wants to take a Headlong at this point, now that he's terrestrialized with this thing. Which is great. So we can try and spin here and get rid of the rocks. I think that's kind of the debate here. Do we kill this thing with Headlong, or do we use this opportunity to get rid of the rocks? We might be able to do some damage to this thing with Greninja, but all we have is Water Shuriken, which isn't a highly potent move offensively, and this thing is pretty spaduff. I think we kind of have to kill this thing with the opportunity that we have here with Headlong. Again, would really tempting just to get those rocks out of the way, but we're going to Headlong because this thing could be a nightmare to kill if we do not take the opportunity to kill it. I think this is also going to kill anything that switches in with his Urshifu being at low health and his Raging Bolt. Okay, stays in. Down goes Mr. G, and the Go-Goat threat is gone. Didn't think that Go-Goat would really be a threat. This is one of those, like, what, 2-point Tera Captains that, you know, you kind of see at the bottom of a roster and you figure out she's just filling out the roster. He's not actually going to bring that. And he did. And, yeah, it was actually a little bit of a scary threat there. Okay, so he brings out Urshifu. Urshifu is going to be faster than us. This is another one where it's going to be really difficult to switch into Urshifu. It does a fighting move into anything really. Anything other than Dragonite. If it does a close combat or something, it's going to kill it. We kind of have to choose something to sack here. If he does have Ice Punch on this, or even if he doesn't, if we take a move and also take Stealth Rock damage in the same turn with Dragonite, that could be bad news for us. So again, we're trying to save Dragonite's health as much as we can here. I think we just have to kind of maybe let Great Tusk go here. Let's just go for a spin, just in case we survive. Drain Punch, can we survive? Okay. Probably if we hadn't done the Headlong, we would have survived that, but we don't. Recover some health. Okay, so thank you for your service, Great Tusk. And unfortunately, these rocks are staying up now. Okay, so if he is Choice Scarf, a Drain Punch should not be able to kill our Moth, though it will be close. So I think we come in with Moth and just get a Sludge Wave off. And if he's not Scarf, then obviously we don't have to worry about his other moves. He could have Aqua Jet, which would really suck. Greninja could come in and do like a Grass Knot, which should be able to kill him too. But I think I want to try Moth here. I don't think he has Aqua Jet just based off of how he's been playing with this thing. And I kind of think that he's Choice Scarf. So he could stay in here and do another Drain Punch on us, or he probably switches out. Either way, a Sludge Wave is going to do a good amount of damage into anything. So let's see what happens. today's in. Oh, and he's not Choice Scarf. Okay. Beaut. Okay. So, Urshifu goes down. We didn't get hit, so that's great. I guess I was kind of. I mean, he didn't show that he wasn't Scarf. I guess I really kind of thought he was Scarf there. Okay. So this thing can be very hard to kill. I think we just need to take our shot here. Let's just do as much damage to this thing as we can. I imagine that it's going to be able to kill us with like an Ice Beam or whatever it has. If he's not bulky, this will do maybe 60% or so. If he is bulky, I think it comes close to maybe a 2 KO. Yeah, I think we just stay in Sludge Wave. I don't want to have to sack something switching this out. If we can get one off. Okay, did a lot, not quite half, I don't think, with the chip damage he already had. Okay, so, oh, alright. So he might be kind of setting up on us here. He just rapid spin. We don't know what his EVs are, but he's probably faster than us still. I think we just have to stay in and keep Sludge Waving. We're faster. Okay. So he's definitely a bulky build on this thing. We're not able to kill it. Okay. So we're down to Dragonite and Greninja versus Terapagos, who's basically dead, and Raging Bolt. We have priority. I'm gonna go Dragonite here. Just do an extreme speed. We have Water Shuriken as well, but I'm Protein, and I don't want to come in and do Water Shuriken and then be Protein weak. Okay, perfect. To a Raging Bolt. I have Spikes on Greninja, which I haven't really used Greninja at all yet. I have Spikes on it because of Protein, and my idea was to kind of, if I am matched up versus his Raging Bolt, I can Spikes and become immune to Electric for that matchup. So, I have enough speed in this to outspeed a max speed modest Raging Bolt, but I don't have enough speed if he is timid. I think Scale Shot kills this if we hit it. He thunderclaps us. Okay. Oh, I think that's going to do enough. I don't want to jinx it, but 2, yep. Even if it's a 4-shot. Let's go. Dragonite cleaning up again. So that is awesome. Good game to Josh. Yeah, what I was going to say there is my Protein Greninja could give me a shot versus him if I miss that, just by being able to be immune to moves and maybe hit it with a Dark Pulse or something. So that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week. We are 4-0 in SDA.